marriage and family. While studying at Boston University, he asked a friend from Atlanta named Mary Powell, who was a student at the New England Conservatory of Music, if she knew any nice Southern girls. Powell asked fellow student Coretta Scott if she was interested in meeting a Southern friend studying divinity. Scott was not interested in dating preachers but eventually agreed to allow Martin to telephone her based on a Powell description and watching on their first phone call. King told Scott, I am like Napoleon at the Waterloo before young your charms, to which she replied, you haven't even met me. They went out for dates in his green Chevy. After the second date, King was certain Scott possessed the qualities he sought in a wife. She had been an activist and Antovich in undergrad, where Coral and Rhodes Serling were schoolmates. King married Coretta Scott on June 18, 1953, on the lawn of her parents' house in her hometown of the Hamburger, Alabama. They became the parents of four children: Yolanda King, 1955-2007; Martin Luther King III, 1957; Dr. Scott King, 19, born in 1961; and Bernice King, born in 1963. During their marriage, King limited Coretta's role in the civil rights movement, accepting her to be a housewife and mother. Montgomery bus boycott 1955. In March 1955, Cloud dead Calvin, 15-year-old black schoolgirl in Montgomery, refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in violation of Jim Crow laws, local laws in the southern United States that enforce racial segregation. King was on the committee from the Birmingham African American community that looked into the case. E.D. Nixon and the California decided to wait for a better case to pursue because the incident involved a minor. 9 months later, on December 1, 1955, a similar incident occurred when Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a city bus. The two incidents led to the Montgomery bus boycott, which was urged and planned by Nixon and led by King. The boycott lasted for 385 days, and situation became too tense that King's house was bombed. King was arrested during this campaign, which concluded with a United States District Court ruling in a Browder v. Galway that ended racial segregation on all Montgomery public buses. King's roles in the bus boycott transformed him into a national figure and the best known spokesman of the civil rights movement. Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957, King's reply, Abraham Fraud, Shuttlesworth, Joseph Lowry, and the other civil rights activists founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conferences. The group was created to harness the moral authority and organizing power of the black church to conduct the non-violent protest in the service of the civil rights norm reform. The group was inspired by the crusaders of the evangelist Billy Graham, who befriended King, as well as a national organizing of the group in friendship founded by the King, Elias Stanley, Levision, and Ella Baker. King led the SCLC until his death. The SCLC 1957 prayer pilgrimage for freedom was the first time King addressed a national audience. Other civil rights leaders involved in the SCLC with the King included James Bevel, Alan Johnson, Curtis Harris, Walter Infante, C.T. Vivian, Andrew Young, and the Freedom Signers, Cleveland and Robinson, Gordon Love Blackwell, Annie Bell Robinson Divine, and Charles Kansas Steele, Alfred Daniel Williams, King, Benjamin Hawks, Aaron Henry, and Barrett Rustin.